Though it took me some time to get to the place that you wanted me to be. Oh, now I'm ready. I'm ready to love. Y'all know how to give y'all that good intro, right? All right, let's get it. Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's Bree. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode recap. And y'all, we definitely gonna talk about this episode, y'all. But as always, I am here to discuss Ready to Love Season 9, Episode 2, titled The Good, Bad, and Freaky. All right, y'all, let's get into it. So we start this episode off with meeting a woman named Vanessa, who is 35 years old and a flight attendant. And of course, she's arriving at what looks like to be an outside event at a hotel. So yeah, she's the first to arrive because, as you guys remember in last week's episode, Tommy said that he's having like a second mixer with 10 other new singles. So yeah, it's that mixer. So yeah, she's the first to arrive, and Vanessa lets us know that she's excited to explore Black love because her last relationship and marriage was with a white man. And as someone with Black children, she wants to connect more with someone who has, a revolutionary mindset. So that's what she said, y'all. So basically, she's looking for a Black man this time. So yeah, that Black Kang she looking for. Y'all don't mind me, I'm just being silly. So anyway, next, the second person to arrive at the mixer is a guy named Alonzo, and he's 35 years old and is an insurance adjuster. So he meets Vanessa and they greet each other, and he says dating in Fort Worth has been very hard for him because I guess people prejudge him based upon his appearance. So this guy, he has locks in his hair. He's really tall. I think he said, I don't know if he said he was like 6'3" or 6'4". He's slim. So I guess, people kind of judge him or whatever. So yeah, he said it's just dating for him is hard. So next, in comes walking, a woman named Patricia. She's also 35 years old and is a tech recruiter. So she meets Vanessa and Alonzo, and they all sit down and start talking. So she lets Alonzo, sorry, y'all. So she says, Alonzo is good looking, and the reason why she's even in Fort Worth is because she relocated due to her job. And she said she is looking for a man's man. So I guess she wants somebody, like handy, strong, that's what Patricia is looking for. So next, we meet a few more people. We meet a guy named Chaz. He's 47 years old and a data analytics manager. Then we meet a woman named Maya, who's 30 and is a healthcare IT consultant. And so she says that she's tired of building a man for the next woman. Dating has been hard for her too, child. So yeah, she's just looking for, a mature guy, someone who's established, somebody who's just about their business or whatever. Then next, we meet a woman named Laylin. She arrives and she's 40 years old and a cybersecurity consultant. So, child, Laylin was telling us, the audience, that she has a list of the type of guy that she wants, and she's looking forward to seeing if any of the guys there match what's on her list. So, y'all, she's the list girl. So, in a new scene, we see Laylin talking to a guy named Jonathan. So, we're introduced to Jonathan, and he's 36 years old, and he's a recycling center owner. So, he says that he likes Laylin, and we learn that he's Nigerian. So, of course, he lets Laylin know that, and Laylin's like, oh, snap, I'm from Sierra Leone. So, they kind of have that in common, they're African. So in Jonathan's confessional, he lets us know that he's ready to love because he was married for about 2.5 years and he has one child. So he tells Leyland what he does for a living, and they just have a good time talking. You can tell they're attracted to each other, so it seems pretty cool so far between those two. So next, we meet a guy named Lamar. He's 42 years old, and he's a DJ slash coach. Then we meet a woman named Patrice, who is 42 years old, and she's a transportation company owner. And then next we meet a woman named Rashina, who's 38 and a salon owner. So basically everybody's chopping it up. They're just talking. Everybody's making their rounds, getting to know each other. And while they're doing that, Tommy arrives. So Tommy pops by, to meet the singles, and, everybody gathers around. And so he tells them that the day before, he hosted a prior mixer with 10 other singles. And he says eventually everyone will come together. But for right now, everyone here, he just wants them to focus on the here and now. So he basically divided them into smaller groups just so that they can get to know each other better without having like 10 extra people being there. So I could get why they did it that way this season. And I do think it's a good idea because if you're put in a mixer with like 19 other people, it's like you're trying to make your round so fast, you can't even really spend a good amount of time with one person because you got to meet everybody. So I do think that was a good idea this season that they did make it into 2 small groups, the first mixer. But anyway, y'all, I'm just rambling. So Tommy tells them that the men today will have to decide which woman is going to go home that day. So basically, he's giving the power in the men's hands for this mixer. And as you guys remember, last week, it was the women who had the power and they got rid of a guy. So anyway, so he tells them, okay, y'all get to talking, get to know each other, and basically I'm gonna be back. So anyway, so everyone starts mingling with each other, and we see Leyland, she's talking with Chaz, and she asks him, what are you looking for? And he starts saying, oh, I'm looking for you. And I was like, I don't know, y'all. I could be off, but in my spirit, I don't know about Chaz. I could be wrong, y'all. I could be wrong. But I feel like he may be the type of dude that tries to kind of run game by like talking so much, trying to have smooth words or whatever. But I could be wrong. So we just gonna watch out for Mr. Chaz, y'all. So next, we see Leyland again, and she's talking to Lamar, and he tells her how he likes to stay fit. And in his confessional, he says that he's a lot to be with because he's very outspoken. And his strategy, I guess, on this show is just to be himself. So later, Lamar starts talking to Rashina, and she says in her confessional that Lamar is like more of her type that she would go for. And we learn that she's divorced with 2 boys. And we also learn that Lamar is divorced as well. But we're going to get into him, y'all. But we'll talk about him later throughout this recap. So anyway, Vanessa joins, Rashina and Lamar. And they're all sitting down talking. So Lamar starts having this weird conversation with them. And he starts talking about, asking them, oh, y'all, would it be cool to go to a nude beach on a first date? And I'm just like, are you serious right now? Like, I can't even believe that he even asked them that. And what kind of question is that anyway? And who does that? And so when he says that, Vanessa is like completely turned off. And she's like, absolutely not.
Absolutely not. Not me. Certainly not I.
And she says, it shows me that the guy is not in tune with me. And like, why would you take me to a nude beach? Like, what? So she says in her confessional that the conversation with him was off-putting and he's definitely not a romantic connection for her. So next, Jonathan lets us know in his confessional that the main girl that caught his eye was Maya. So he and Maya, they sit down and they start talking, and he lets Maya know that his marriage ended because they had like a big issue when it came to communication. So he lets her know that in the beginning, I guess when he met his ex, they had a friendship and they had fun together. So that's kind of what made him, want to be with her. So Maya says, that's what I want. Like, I want a friend as well. I want to have fun, things like that. So Jonathan asked her, what are you looking for? And she says, I'm looking for a husband and I'm done dating and playing games. Like, I just want the real thing. And she also said that she wants a man to court her. So I totally get it, girl. I get it. So in her confessional, she says that she had a connection with Jonathan and he was a gentleman. And those two definitely seem attracted to each other. Now, I'll be honest, I didn't think like Jonathan would be Maya's type. But I guess so. So she's really feeling him and he's really attracted to her. So we'll see where that goes. So in a new scene, we see Chaz, Rashina, Vanessa, and Patrice talking. And they're all sitting down, chatting it up. And so Patrice lets Chaz know that she invented a toy. Because they were talking about, I don't know, something about creating stuff or something like that. So she lets them know that she has a $30,000 machine that does 200 Kegels. So everybody was like, okay.
I know that's right. I know that's right.
So that was interesting. So we see Alonzo and Vanessa talking, and they're just making small talk. Y'all, it was so awkward between them. They basically didn't know what to say to each other. You can definitely tell that there is nothing between them at all. And so, yeah, those two are definitely probably not a romantic connection. So Chaz lets us know that he likes Rashina. He tells us that in his confessional. And, those two are talking. So Rashina asks Chaz, she's like, why don't you have kids? Because he is 47 and he doesn't have children, right? And so he kind of starts being like a little hesitant to talk. But eventually he does. And he says, I did have a child and he would have been 20, but he didn't make it. So he says that he had a son that lived to be about 6 months old. And, Rashina's just like, oh my gosh, I'm just so sorry. Things like that. And I think Chaz did say that he does want children still, but you could tell that was very difficult. So definitely my condolences, go out to him. So those two are just talking. They do like each other, you can tell. And basically, they're just getting to know one another. So next, we see Alonzo and Patrice talking. And she tells him that her last relationship was with her ex-husband 18 years ago. And they were together for about 7 years. So Alonzo lets her know that he's never been married because he hasn't found the one yet. And so, these two, to be honest, I didn't think that these two would hit it off. I don't know why. But they actually did, Alonzo and Patrice. And Patrice is really feeling him and Alonzo is really feeling her. So he basically asked her for her number. And so they exchanged numbers. And I guess that's a little connection there, y'all. So anyway, after everybody's talking, getting to know each other, Tommy comes back out and he lets them all know that they're about to play a little game. So he invites everybody inside and everybody's sitting down. And so basically, Tommy starts explaining the rules of the game. So he says that the game that they're going to play is called Good on Paper. So Tommy says, the ladies basically get to see the guys' dating profiles without all the BS. And he also says that it's called The Good, the Bad, and the Freaky. So I guess that's where we get the title of this episode, y'all. So anyway, the gist of the game is the ladies, they're going to receive 4 horseshoes with each of the guys' name on them. And so what happens is Tommy is going to read a fact out loud. And so basically the women have to guess which fact belongs to which name, like, to what person. So basically, once they do that, they guess the correct person, everybody will get a point. And so he says the woman with the most correct answers, she's going to be safe from elimination. So anyway, they all start playing the game. Tommy's asking them questions like, okay, this question belongs to what guy? Some people are getting points, blah, 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 things like that. So basically, we get to the end of the game, and there's a tie between Laylan and Maya. So Tommy basically says, I'm going to ask this last question, and whoever gets it right wins the game. So he does, and we find out that Maya wins. She beat Laylan. So she's safe from elimination. So Tommy says that the women still have to get to know the men before elimination. So, of course, they all go back outside. They're all talking again, mingling with the guys, to get to know them. So everybody again, everybody again, they all start mingling. And so we see Chaz, and he says that Vanessa caught his eye. And so he and Vanessa go somewhere and they start talking. So they start talking about God, and he asks her, is he an important factor in your life? And she says yes, and she needs someone like that in a partner, as it's a must. So she also lets him know that she needs stability, integrity, and therapy is important for her man to go to, to have. So Vanessa says that Chaz has things to offer for what she's looking for. So they obviously, guys, have a connection. They're attracted to each other, and I could kind of see it. But I don't know, y'all. With Chaz, I'm just like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't trust it yet. I kind of feel like he's kind of, a smooth talker. He is handsome. And I think he's gonna get caught up with having too many connections. And I think that might be a problem later in the season. But these are just my predictions. I could be wrong, y'all. Y'all tell me what you guys think below. Tell me in the comments. So anyway, now we see Patricia talking to Jonathan, and she lets him know that, since being in Texas, no one has really caught her eye yet. And she wants someone to look past how she looks and really get to know her. So she says that she wants a vulnerable man. So as she's talking to Jonathan, she's kind of, talking about basically her fears when it comes to like dating and how basically she can't, really trust someone at this time. And so she's saying this to Jonathan, and Jonathan just has his antennas up, and he's just like, oh yeah, no. So she definitely has her guard up, and you can tell that was like a turn off for him when they were talking, because she was coming off as, I don't trust men. I'm just, yeah, she's just coming off like that. And to guys, that is a turn off. So he was just looking at her like, yeah, it's a no for me.
It's definitely a no for me, dog.
So anyway, Tommy comes back out again, and he tells the guys to come on inside because y'all got to make this decision on who you want to eliminate. So they're all inside talking. And also, too, we see the girls outside, they're talking too, and they're basically coming up with who they want to eliminate, even though it's not their turn to. But we learn that, well, I'll get to that in a minute. But anyway, so the guys are inside, and Lamar says that he connected with Maya, and Jonathan says he connected with her too. So then Chaz lets Tommy know that he connects with Vanessa and Rashina, and Alonzo says that he connects with Patrice and Laylan. So all the guys say too, they're like, oh, I connected with Laylan too. So it seems like all the guys are feeling Laylan as well. So then Tommy says, well, tell me, who you guys are not feeling. So Jonathan says he's not feeling Rashina, and he sees her more as a friend, like a homegirl. Then Lamar says, Rashina's not for him too. So then Chaz says he's not into Patricia because she has, many guards up, and Jonathan agrees with him. So then also too, Jonathan says that Vanessa is not for him as well, and Alonzo agrees. So basically, they have made a decision and they let Tommy know. So over on to the ladies, they're actually having their own elimination discussion. And they're basically saying, they said something about Lamar. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, so when they were playing the game, right? When the ladies were playing that game, there was a fact that Tommy said. He said, okay, can you guys guess who this guy is? He does threesomes, he swings, and basically he's really sexual. And so we found out that that was Lamar. So the ladies start talking. They're like, okay, if it was our turn, who would we want to eliminate? And so everybody agreed they would eliminate Lamar just because of how he is. Like, they're not into having no threesomes and him swinging with other people. And they're just like, absolutely not. That ain't for us.
Wow, son. Wow. That's crazy, yo.
So they were just having their side conversations about that. So it seems like with Lamar, he's a little bit too much. And I'm trying to figure out, see, this is what I'm getting annoyed with. Ready to Love, whoever is out there that does the casting, where are you finding these people? Because from what I've been seeing in past seasons, you're going on Instagram to just ask random people. I think you're going on dating sites to ask people if you want to come on the show. Like, I need you guys to properly vet these people. You just can't have a regular background check. No, you need to get deep and extensive when trying to search for singles to be on this show. We want real people, not people out here being all freaky. Now, I know you have to have a diverse cast, but let's be real here. A lot of these people are looking to have real relationships and possibly get married. A lot of them aren't just looking for TV stuff. And I need you guys to properly vet, even if it takes a few months. Look, us, the audience, we can wait for a new season, but we'd rather see real life, how can I say this? We just want real individuals, and this goes for the women too, who are truly looking for a relationship. Y'all can't just be out here casting folks just because y'all trying to meet a deadline to get this show rolling. No, you guys got to really thoroughly vet people. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, y'all, forget my little rant. So anyway, Tommy comes out with the guys and he gathers the ladies around and he's like, okay, y'all, it's time for elimination. So Tommy calls Patricia, Vanessa, and Rashina to the front. And we know that all three of them are in the bottom. So he says that the men felt like that these three weren't opening up. And so he turns to Rashina and he says that she's safe from elimination because the men, they do want to see more. So they don't want to, let her go just yet. So now left standing is just Patricia and Vanessa. So Tommy says that the woman's journey that ends here tonight is Patricia. So yeah, y'all, Patricia was eliminated the first night. She's the woman that, the guy says she has her guards up and all that. So I guess they just felt like she wasn't ready to love. And so what I loved about this episode, all the ladies got along. They really like each other. Like, it was just like, it looks like a friendship circle. So all the ladies, they go to hug her and, she leaves. And of course, they're giving her her last, confessional on camera. And it was kind of sad because she's like, I'm ready to love. I just don't understand why I got eliminated. And she kind of starts crying. So I feel bad for her. That was sad. So anyway, she leaves and Tommy lets the rest of them know that the next time he sees them, it's going to be at a brunch where they're going to meet the other singles that he had that mixer for the day before. So yeah, y'all, they're excited. They're like, yes, we get to meet new people. And, everybody's just happy about it. So that is where the episode ends. And scene. So yeah, y'all, I'm going to give this episode I'll give it an 8. I'm not going to lie. I really enjoyed episode 2. I thought it was better than episode 1, to be honest. And episode 1 wasn't bad, but I'll definitely give this an 8. I really did enjoy episode 2. I like the singles. You know, they weren't boring. Some of them do kind of seem to be genuine. I don't know about that Lamar guy, because if you guys did watch it, it showed scenes for the upcoming episode next week. And Lamar and April get into it. And I just thought it was disrespectful, like how he was acting. But I won't talk about it now. We'll talk about that in the next recap. But I don't think he gonna last too long. And anyway, the lady said they would have eliminated him had it been their turn to eliminate that night. So yeah, but we'll talk about that in episode 3. But anyway, y'all, yeah, I'm going to give it an 8. I really did enjoy episode 2. I do like the singles so far. I don't know. I have a good feeling about this season. I feel like it's going to be pretty good and not boring or anything. So y'all tell me what y'all think, definitely. But guys, thank you so much for tuning in to another one of my recaps. And as always, please like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so that you can be informed whenever I upload a new video. And also too, please comment below. Tell me what you guys thought about this episode. And, you know, what did you guys think about the singles? Tell me your predictions about who's going to make a connection, who's going to be, you know, eliminated off of the show. Y'all just tell me down below. But as always, you know, before we end, I love to say a prayer over you. And so here it goes. So may the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord make his face shine on you and be gracious to you and give you favor. May the Lord turn his face towards you and give you his peace and protection. This is my prayer over your life. In Jesus' name, amen. Take care, everyone, and I will see you in my next recap. And yeah, bye.